What is up, everybody? Welcome on into Jets Media. There's some news that I want to talk about, some storylines, topics for today's live show. Make sure you guys smash the thumbs up button if you did not already on your way in. I'm excited to talk all things New York Jets right here on Jets Media. Hope you guys are having a nice start to your day here. It is 3:33 p.m. Tuesday, October 7th. And there's some things I wanted to get into with you guys. There's definitely some things that is circulating Jets land. It's not a bright time to be a Jets fan, as we all know. The only team in the NFL that is 0-5. The only team in the league to not have a single win. But there are some things that we need to break down, some things we want to talk about. A lot of people are mentioning Justin Fields. Here are his numbers so far. That's a topic I definitely want to get into at some point in this video. All right, we're going to evaluate Justin Fields. We're going to go over a lot of the storylines of what's not working for this football team. And there's also a report that came out that I want to break down with you guys. Could the New York Jets be fire sailing this team, man? That is something that I want to talk about as well. So don't forget to hit the like button on your way into the show right now. Don't forget to hit the like button and subscribe to the channel. And let's get straight into business. Want to give a shout out to Rick Diaz in the chat. Richie, it's 2:33 in Chicago. Love that. Appreciate that. Don't trade him. I want Jamar. Trade this guy. All right. Well, you guys are already talking about who the Jets should trade, apparently. So why don't we just not waste any more time and go straight into it? So here is an article on Sports Illustrated, all right, that the Jets are reportedly open to trading almost anybody at the trade deadline. According to Zach Presnell, the Jets could end up being one of the most active teams in the trade market this year. So this is definitely a crazy headline. I will put the link in the description if you guys want to check out the article for yourselves. So let's check it out together. The New York Jets have been at the center of a lot of trade speculation. Early in the year, they stumbled out to an 0-4 start, starting with a crushing Week 4 loss to the Dolphins. This article was actually posted before the Jets-Cowboys game, by the way. New GM Darren Muji is left with some tough decisions. Who will he trade? Who will he keep? Who is untouchable? Quote, they need to compete. Reboot in Cleveland. Though, who knows in the current group, GM Andrew Berry. So, let's see. The Jets are loaded with too many of ex-GM Joe Douglas's players. New GM Darren Muji and Coach Aaron Glenn are going to want to purge that organization and rebuild it with their guys. They look like a mess right now, so I think they'd be open to trading almost anybody. Okay, so that's an interesting quote. This is a quote an NFL executive told Ralph Vacchiano of Fox Sports. So it's definitely adding some speculation across the league. Listen, man, when it comes to the report, I mean, it's not shocking me, that the Jets are open to trading almost anybody. There's a few untouchables, and this is how you got to look at it, folks. It's really simple, right? This is how you got to look at it, folks. To me, it comes down to this. If the Jets continue to be on this trajectory, which they are losing every game, I'm hopeful we can win a game. And no, I'm not in tank mode. You guys know me. I don't need to explain the whole tank situation. I still want to win football games. And this is how you got to look at it. This Jets season is all about evaluating the roster from the Aaron Glenn coaching staff. And if you're a Jets fan expecting Aaron Glenn to get fired after year one, it's not going to happen. Woody Johnson committed a lot of money to Aaron Glenn and Darren Muji for 4 years, guaranteed money. And yeah, you can get rid of Aaron Glenn and hire a new guy, but from a financial standpoint, I find it hard to believe Woody Johnson wanting to pay 2 coaches and 2 GMs for the next 4 years. Like, financially speaking, that's not money that we see because it's not public. It has nothing to do with the cap. It has nothing to do with the roster moves. It's Woody Johnson and the Jets organization money. There's no way financially the Jets are going to move on from Aaron Glenn after year one, just from the financial perspective. Now, when it comes to the just coaching and everything, I'm sorry, man. I just feel like this season was always going to be about evaluating, and unfortunately, it's off to a rough start, and now we're already buried into a hole that it feels like there's no coming out of. But basically what I'm getting to is they're evaluating this roster. Who on this roster does Aaron Glenn and Darren Muji feel like fits the type of football, the brand of football they're trying to bring to the surface? And every single person on this team that does not fit that, they should trade. Because if they do not trade them, they will cut them in free agency in the offseason or try to trade them in the offseason for nothing. Now is the time to extract any value on the roster because the Jets need to stockpile assets. We are in a rebuild right now. Richie, we've been in a rebuild forever. I'm not saying we haven't, but this is Aaron Glenn's turn to rebuild the team. And whether you believe in him or not, that's up to you. You just got to let time prove itself right or wrong. But the reality is this. The Jets got players. Breece Hall is the name that a lot of people are looking at. The Jets are evaluating this team. And if they're looking at Breece Hall, for example, a good football player, they don't see a long-term future with him. They feel like Breece is going to ask for too much money and they don't want to pay it to him. Then they should trade him and get something back. But I'm also on this. This is where things get a little slippery for me. Breece is a good football player. And if you can get him on like an affordable contract, like I would like to keep Breece. Breece isn't a superstar. He's not a top 5 running back. He should not get paid like one. If I'm the Jets, there's also a part of me that wants to keep some good players. Why not keep Breece long term and give him a 3-year extension, $10 million, $12 million or something like that? I don't know if Breece is going to answer that bell unless they feel like they can get an upgrade. I don't know. That's another thing you got to evaluate. Now, other guys on the team, specifically on defense, Brandon Stevens, I don't even know if he has a trade market, but that's a guy that I would love to get rid of in the offseason. If there's anybody that wants to trade for him now, I would trade him right away. Andre Sisco, he's on a 1-year deal. You know, on defense, Jamian Sherwood got $45 million. That's looking like a whiff. I love Jamian. He was a really good football player under Robert Saleh. He learned under C.J. Mosley. He got his opportunity last year when C.J. went down, took it and ran with it, and now he's been playing really bad football, man. You're the captain of that defense, and it's not coming through. And I hate to say these things. Jamian's a great dude, man. I met him multiple times in person, and he recognizes me. He knows me, and I wanted to have him on the show, and he almost came on the show, but it didn't happen for whatever reason. I'm rooting for Jamian to turn around, man. We paid him the big bucks. He's the captain, and I feel like he has to figure himself out. I love Jamian Sherwood, and I'm rooting for him. Now, there's guys on the team that have value. Quinnen Williams. I mean, that's a big player that you can get a lot of value from. I don't want to trade Quinnen. No, I don't want to do that. Quinnen is the longest tenured Jet outside of Thomas Hennessy. He's been here for a long time, but he's got a lot of value. You know, it's crazy, bro. You guys let me know about this report because seeing that they're open to trade almost anybody's wild. Quinnen is a guy you don't trade. Like, if there was people that are untouchable in my eyes, it is Garrett Wilson, Quinnen Williams. Now, Sauce Gardner is not getting traded. I know people are turning on Sauce. He's not getting traded, just got paid. He's part of the long-term future. Quincy Williams, I think, doesn't have a lot of value because he's injured right now. He is entering a contract. He is in a contract year. Jermaine Johnson is also injured. Like, you're going to have to pay either Will or Jermaine or neither. The Jets have terrible depth at edge. Like, it's a weird situation. If there was one guy I could see get traded, it's Breece. Not even saying I want that to happen. I'd rather keep Breece. Right? But Quinnen Williams is the guy that feels like one of those football players that you just don't want to get rid of. He's a fan favorite. But I wonder if the Jets are thinking to themselves, Quinnen's getting older, and he's not someone that, I don't know, man. I don't want to get rid of Quinnen. I just don't. His defense sucks as it is, and he's the only bright spot to it right now that comes in and week out. So you guys let me know your thoughts in the comments, folks. Hit the thumbs up button. We're not trading Garrett Wilson, so get that out. He's untouchable. Quincy Williams, I think, is a tradable asset, but he's hurt right now. Jermaine Johnson also hurt. Michael Carter II could be traded. for sure, especially after the Jets traded for Jarvis Brownlee. Michael Carter II doesn't have a future on this football team. He can get traded. Brandon Stevens does not have a future on this football team. He can get traded. The whole secondary outside of Sauce can get traded for all I know. That's how I look at it. Michael Clemens, there's no market. He's just going to get cut outright in the offseason or not get brought back in free agency. Alan Lazard, I'd like to trade away. Josh Reynolds, I'll even trade away to bring in, Quentin Skinner, let all the rookies come in the game. I don't know. We're entering a dark era. And I said this heading into this football season, folks, that this season is going to get ugly before it gets pretty. Now, and it's going to get messy, and we are in the heart of that. And I meant that. I'm on record to say, if you thought this season is going to be fantastic, we're going to be 3-2 out of the gate or something, you're just lying to yourself. I said it's going to get ugly, and here we are. It is very ugly, extremely ugly. And I think that it has to get ugly in order for things to look better. That does not mean it's going to look better this season, but the hope is that they'll look somewhat better. Bang Mateo with the $2. Bro, you have player attachment syndrome. Quinnen Williams can go. Oh, shame on me for not wanting to get rid of good football players. I mean, what does player attachment syndrome even mean? So I have a syndrome because I don't want to get rid of the only good piece to this team, a good football player. Shame on me for not wanting to get rid of a captain of this football team that is a very good football player, an all-pro talent. Shame on me for being attached to a fantastic football player. I mean, I don't understand how that is even a thing. Like, it'd be one thing if you said to me, the Sauce Gardner situation is a different one, right? Sauce is not playing like an all-pro. Quinnen is a dog. That's how I look at it. That's how I look at it. Quinnen is an absolute beast. So that's why I don't want to get rid of him. Because you're never, ever replacing Quinnen. Good luck replacing Quinnen. You want to trade away pieces that is replaceable. Breece Hall, you can argue, is replaceable. You can find a Breece early in the draft. Not exactly like Breece, but you can find a productive running back in the draft. Quinnen Williams went 3rd overall. And he's been a leader of this football team for a while. You're not replacing Quinnen. He's not someone you just want to get rid of. That's how I look at it. It's exactly how I got to look at it. All right? Now, I want to get into a whole segment with you guys. Who is more to blame on defense? Steve Wilks, the Jets defensive coordinator, or the head coach, Aaron Glenn, who is a defensive mind coming over from Detroit? Because this is a big conversation we must have amongst Jets fans to figure out who exactly is to blame on defense. Because the New York Jets are absolutely pivotal. I mean, disgusting on defense. It's been bad, bro. It's been absolutely terrible. And the problem with this defense is you look at the roster, you look at the personnel, you're thinking to yourself, heading into this season, this defense won't be top 5, and maybe it won't be top 10, but it'll be middle of the road. At least that was my expectations. But they're bottom barrel, and there's a lot of reasons for it. The Jets have given up 30-plus points in 3 games. They just cannot stop anybody on 3rd down, and I think it's a mixture of a schematical issue and personnel issue. It's a mixture of both, right? And I think that the scheme is broken right now. Want to know why? Because the New York Jets are blitzing every other play, and they're setting 5-man blitzes. Like 77 or 70-something% of the Jets' blitz are coming from a 5-man rush. And they're not getting home. There's no pressure. When you blitz, you need to get home. You need to at least get a quarterback pressure. The Jets are not even sacking anybody, and they're not forcing pressure. And you know what that's doing? You're sending 5, and that takes 1 player out of coverage. And then no one gets home. You're basically taking somebody out of coverage, and whoever we're going up against, Dak Prescott, Baker Mayfield, even Tua, they have just all day, even when 5 men are coming. That needs to be fixed. I don't like that approach schematically. I also think the Jets are showing their hands. Pre-snap, way too early on defense. Way too early. You're seeing the Jets defense, like what makes a great defense schematically is you disguise coverages, you disguise blitzes where the ball snapped and they see a blitz coming in a way you confuse the quarterback. The Jets defense is not confusing anybody. And that's what it's supposed to do. You know, we're coming from a scheme from Robert Saleh where it was just 4-3 base. You're rushing 4, dropping back 7 every time, and you trust your 4 men to get home. You barely blitz, and you get pressure with 4. And that was a successful scheme that Saleh implemented. I'll give him that. This scheme that's being implemented is all about blitzing, man coverage, and it's a disaster. Because when the Jets do send an exotic blitz, when Andre Cisco is coming on a safety blitz, he's showing that he's blitzing way too early, and Dak Prescott sees it. He's like, oh, Cisco's coming. And when you can notice who's blitzing pre-snap, then the quarterback slides the protection. He knows where it's coming from. I think that is a big schematical issue right here. And that's on Steve Wilks and Aaron Glenn collectively, bro. They're both installing this defense. And all I heard from both of them is that they're installing this defense based off of the strengths of this roster. I don't see that. I think that there's a big issue here with the scheme of this defense. And then when it comes to man coverage, we don't have the cats. We don't have the dogs in the secondary to line up one-on-one. Sauce Gardner is the only one I have any confidence in doing his job, at least at some point, in a one-on-one situation. He's not been great. I'm not saying he has been. But Brandon Stephens is beyond brutal. Michael Carter II gets beat every single time in the slot this season before he got hurt with a concussion. Isaiah Oliver, Tony Adams, Andre, like these guys are just not good football players. And whatever scheme is that was implemented is not working. And when it comes to the defensive front, like it just feels like there's also a lack of effort. And it feels like the Jets just don't have any energy on that side of the football field, man. Because Aaron Glenn, the one thing about him is he is backing this coach. He is patting him on the back. I hired him. He's our guy. He's putting confidence in Steve Wilks. And I know I'm consistent saying I don't see Aaron Glenn getting fired after year 1, but I could definitely see Steve Wilks getting fired after year 1 if this continues. Because Steve Wilks, you know, he is the defensive coordinator. He's calling the plays. And Aaron Glenn is doing the CEO type of approach where he's not calling the defensive plays. And that works, but if Aaron Glenn does not want to be hands-on with the defense, then you got to have a great defensive coordinator. And Wilks has been brutal. And let me remind the people that forgot where Steve Wilks is coming from. When the Jets hired Robert Saleh to be their head coach, Steve Wilks replaced Robert Saleh as the 49ers defensive coordinator, and the defense regressed when Saleh left. And then San Francisco immediately replaced Steve Wilks because he did not fit that scheme. They were 4-3. He was a 3-4. Tried to figure it out. Didn't work. They got rid of him. He was on the couch for a year. And then the Jets bring him in. Yeah, he has interim head coach experience from Carolina when they fired their head coach and he filled in. But like outside of that, man, it does not feel like this is a good marriage. Unless they got to get through these issues and they just got to get more talent. It really, really makes you wonder. Because everybody wants Steve Wilks to be gone. I'm not ready to fire him right now in this moment. I think it's a little bit too premature, 5 games into the season. But evaluating how this defense looks at the end of the season, that is absolutely a conversation that is going to be made. But who would you blame more for this defense? Steve Wilks or Aaron Glenn? Or even the roster? Feel free to comment down below your thoughts, folks. And don't forget to hit the like button as well. We appreciate you guys tuning into this video because it really is one of those topics that every Jets fan needs to let their voice be heard. Big shout out to Sleeper, again, for sponsoring Jets Media all throughout the season. Make sure you guys go check them out if you did not already by getting a promo code of JETS. Gives you a $100 deposit match up to $100. Big time shout out to them. You get $20 for free. They're running a promo right now. Go check them out. Legal in 25 states. Terms and conditions apply, of course. But back to this topic, I really do feel like the vision for Aaron Glenn on defense is being lost. And I think that we talked about the scheme. We talked about the players. Where is the tackling? Like, that's another thing that is beyond brutal. That run that the Jets gave up on defense from Javonte Williams at the end of the first half broke my brain. I felt like that was the worst play of the season. Worse than the Xavier Gipson fumble, arguably. Worse than the Braylon Allen fumble. Worse than the Breece Hall fumble. Just from this standpoint, bro. The Cowboys are just running a halfback draw with 30 seconds left in the second quarter from their own 30-yard line. Just trying to milk the clock out to go into halftime and maybe get a field goal. But the Jets miss 4 tackles, and Javonte Williams is loose for like a 60-yard rush because of blown angles, bad effort, and just bad fundamental football, not being able to tackle a running back in the open field. He goes all the way down inside the 5-yard line, and all of a sudden it's 1st and goal Cowboys, and then the very next play is the easiest play action you'll ever see, Jake Ferguson touchdown. Like, there's no effort. The Jets oversell every single time there's a play action. Even against Tua and the Dolphins, it felt like every time there was a play action, the defense sold, and they like, oh, they just don't know. When it is a run, they can't tackle, and when it isn't a run, they can't cover. This defense is the worst it's been in a long time. It was not this bad under Saleh, obviously. It was not this bad even Greg Williams. And Greg Williams had a lot of bad football. Todd Bowles, I mean, this is bad. And maybe the Jets just need Quincy Williams back and Jermaine Johnson back to be healthy. But no, I disagree for the people that think that this team just needs to be healthy on defense. Because what a good coaching staff can do is elevate the lesser talent to be playing better football. And that's not the case right now. And it's really pissing off a lot of Jets fans. So whose fault is the collapse of the defense throughout the first 5 games of the season? Definitely feel free to let me know your thoughts in the comments, and I appreciate you tuning in to Jets Media as you always do. Let's go Jets, baby. Appreciate you tuning in. The chat is going crazy right now here on this live show. I appreciate you guys. Make sure you smash the like button. No D-line. In order to bake a cake, you got to crack some eggs. That's an interesting point you make there. This is supposed to be a retool. So disappointed, said Aaron. Yeah, very disappointing. There's no doubt about it. But it's getting to a point of Jets fans turning on their own team and not watching the games anymore. You guys let me know in the chat. Do you guys are just going to not watch the games anymore? Because that's what I'm getting from some people. I'm asking questions, and people are telling me that the Jets are not going to be... You guys are not watching anymore? Matthew says, I'm not worried. Glenn is the guy. All right, we got some optimism. Now, there's a next topic I want to get into with you guys, folks, and I want you guys in the chat to feel free to answer all the questions I'm about to ask you guys. Is Justin Fields the problem, or is he part of the solution? Justin Fields, we must evaluate him because you look at his numbers so far this season, they look good on paper. It does. I'm not going to lie. As you can see it on your screen right here, a near 70% completion percentage, 4 passing touchdowns, 3 rushing touchdowns, a rating of 100, 200 plus rushing yards, 750 passing yards, no interceptions. He does have 2 turnovers from a fumbling perspective, but I feel like we need to evaluate, is Justin Fields part of the solution of the Jets getting better and potentially start winning football games, or is he a big reason why the Jets have not won a football game? So we got to break all that down right here, right now. Make sure you guys smash the like button and subscribe to Jets Media if you're new. Let's get straight into this because Justin Fields, I have a very interesting take about this that I feel like not a lot of people will agree with, but hear me out. A lot of people are saying those numbers that I just showed you guys are fake numbers, empty stats, because they come in garbage time. On one hand, you're correct. It does come only in the fourth quarter. And that is a truth. That is the truth. The Jets' game plan offensively is to run when the game is close, because guess what? When the game starts, it's a close game. 0-0 is the score. The Jets do a decent job starting off games offensively, doing their formula of football, which is run, 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 pass, run, 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 pass. They get all the way down to the red zone just to shoot themselves in the foot, not get a touchdown, either only kick 3 points or turn the ball over. It's rarely a touchdown in the first quarter, unless this was week 1 against Pittsburgh. That was the only time we saw this offense actually score a touchdown, by the way, in the first half. The Jets have not scored a touchdown yet in the first half since week 1. I think that Justin Fields, the numbers start to creep in. When the Jets are down by 3 possessions, all of a sudden you're seeing the offense go into a different style of football because they're forced to. They have to go with more sense of urgency. Justin Fields isn't empty. He's throwing the football consistently down the field. You have to do that. You can't run the ball effectively and, grind out possessions, grind out drives when you're down and you need to score fast. So that's when Justin Fields starts to open up his game. That's when you're seeing him force feed Garrett Wilson a little bit more. Garrett Wilson had 1 catch at halftime. So my point here is, yes, on one hand, it all comes in the fourth quarter, all comes in garbage time. But what if the Jets started games with that philosophy, is my point. What if the first quarter was all about a sense of urgency, spreading out Justin Fields, having him go empty, and have him be aggressive, and pretend like the Jets are down by 3 possessions in the first quarter. And don't just run, run, run. Because I think that's something that Justin Fields has shown some positive signs. He's not perfect. He holds the ball too long still. He misses some big-time throws down the field. Of course, there's negatives that needs to be brought up. But there are also throws and plays that Justin Fields makes that you're like, wow, that is the Justin Fields experience. Chicago Bears fans, there's a lot of people attached to him because there are those wow plays that you're just waiting to see become consistent. And we're witnessing the Justin Fields experience as Jets fans before our very eyes. Justin Fields, week 1 against Pittsburgh, he looked phenomenal. The Jets unfortunately could not get the win. And then week 2 against Buffalo, he looked putrid, gets out of the game with a concussion, is out for the next week, goes against Miami. He has this fantastic run on 4th and 1 that gets them like a 40-yard touchdown run. He has 2 touchdown passes. And then this past week against Dallas, he misses that throw to Garrett Wilson. That's the throw he needs to make. But my problem with the coaches is, why are they not letting Justin Fields try that again? The great quarterbacks in the league are not perfect. Josh Allen misses a throw down the field here and there. Mahomes misses a throw. Lamar, Joe Burrow, Baker, Sam now. But what the coaches do for them is they give him another chance to go make that throw. Again, try to, hit it this time. And I feel like from a schematic standpoint, the Jets abandon the aggressive nature of pushing the ball down the field. Either they don't trust Justin Fields enough to do it, or whatever the case may be. But you have Garrett Wilson, and Garrett Wilson is a very good football player. He deserves the ball early in games, not just when you're losing by 3 scores. There needs to be a sense of urgency. If there's a big adjustment that needs to be made for this upcoming game and this season offensively, it's to go out there and be more aggressive. So that's my evaluation of Justin Fields. Fields does have the traits, man. He's got mobility. He's got a dual threat, of course. The Jets are trying to build around that because that's the strength of his game. But his passing consistency, of course, is the big question mark. Is he going to be able to do that consistently if his number is called? And that's what Jets fans are worrying right now. Because I feel like you look at these games that the Jets are losing, I'm not coming away thinking to myself, oh my gosh, if we had a different quarterback, we'd be winning. I'm not. And that's not me defending him. I'm not saying that he is the guy at all. He has not proved to me to be the guy. That's for sure. But he's also not proven to me to be the problem. I think there's a deeper issue right now. Because he's looked a little better than I thought he would at this point. I thought he'd be a little worse. He's not turning the ball over. He had that 1 turnover against Buffalo, that fumble. And then on 4th down against Miami, he fumbled the ball. And those are the only 2 turnovers that he's responsible for. The people that are turning the ball over are Xavier Gibson, Isaiah Williams, Braylon Allen, Breece Hall. Those guys are turning the ball over by fumbling. And I think that I really do feel like Justin Fields, it's either... And I do think that there's only 2 ways to look at this if you're a Jets fan. it's either Justin Fields is a problem, bench him, get Tyrod in there, or no, it's not his fault. Like, there's a big issue. I think there is a big divide amongst Jets fans, and it's either on one side or the other. So feel free to let me know in the comments right now, which side are you on? Justin Fields, he is the problem. He is a big reason why the Jets are 0-5. Or if you're on the side that says, no, it's not his fault, there's bigger issues that's going on with this football team, then let me know you are on that side of the equation. Because I want Justin Fields to work. I want him to all of a sudden ball out consistently, start winning games, because he's under contract next year. I think it'll put the Jets in an interesting spot where if he can show some signs of promise, and listen, there's only one stat that matters to me from Justin Fields, and it's not on this graphic, but he does not have a win. That's the only stat I care about. I don't care about these numbers. I want wins, bro. And wins and losses is not a quarterback stat, according to some. It's debatable. But we need to see some consistency and some winning football being played. And that starts with the quarterback, the leader of the ship. Of course, it also needs some defensive help. Because, if this defense, let me just say this real quick. If this Jets defense was playing as good as it did 2 years ago, we would not be 0-5. Because this Jets offense has not been putrid like it has in years past. So that's my thoughts of all that. That's what I'm saying about that. So comment down below your thoughts of it. Hit the like button. We're live here. Let's do it. We appreciate you guys tuning in. We got a super chat from Jexican44, $5. My man, you're a dog. I appreciate the super chat. I truly believe Justin Fields is responsible for improving the Jets' offense. We Jets fans should not overlook how much this effort shows this team's progress. A great super chat comes in here from Jexican44. What's your guys' thoughts of it? Hit the like button on a super chat. Yeah, I think that there's, Jets fans that think that Fields just can't read a defense and he holds on to the ball too long and he's just not good. And there's others that say, hey, he can make some plays. But let's be honest, man, he's got to play better. He's got to show signs of improvement if he wants to be the guy. The New York Jets have a problem on offense. And I feel like this Jets offense, objectively, you won't think that it sucks, right? You think the offense is actually doing decent, but the defense is what sucks. But there's something about this offense that needs to change in order for it to completely unlock. Because I do not think the Jets know what their offensive identity is. Because they're starting off games one way, and then they finish off games the other way in terms of a game plan. And that is, of course, having to do with how the game unfolds. The Jets starting off, in a tight game in the first quarter because the score is 0-0. And then at the end of the game, it's usually a blowout in favor of the opposition, so the Jets can switch up their game plan. But the New York Jets must figure out a way to establish their offensive scheme properly. And it starts with Tanner Engstrand. Now, my evaluation of Tanner Engstrand is this. I think that he's actually one of the coaches that Aaron Glenn got right. Steve Wilks, not the case. But I really do like what I've seen from Tanner Engstrand so far. He's not perfect by any stretch of the imagination, but it is a little bit refreshing to see the style of offense that he's putting out there on the football field. Seeing this offense being able to run the ball, the offensive line being able to block in the run game a little bit more effectively. The offensive line coach looks improved. There's a lot of improvements, but I feel like we don't know if the Jets are a run-first offense or even a pass-first offense. Because the reason why I bring this up is the Jets, they start off games run-first, and then they end off games pass-first. And again, it's obvious the reason for that. They're trying to run the football to start off games to milk the clock. But do you know what's missing in the formula of being a team that's ground and pound and grounding the rock and being a team that controls the line of scrimmage and winning in gritty ways? Do you know what's the missing piece? The defense stinks. You cannot be a squad that can run the football effectively and just hone in on the run and not pass at all if the defense is not out there taking the ball away and being a good defense. I said entering this season, the only way the New York Jets would be successful this season and shock people is if both of these things are happening. Running the football effectively and playing really good defense. And the Jets are running the football well from a yards perspective, but they're also turning the ball over running the football, and they're not running the football in. Breece Hall does not have a touchdown this year. He doesn't have one touchdown. So the run game is not great. It may look good because of the yards, but I don't care about yards. I care about touchdowns. And I also care about penalties. So there's an issue. I think that the Jets start off games too conservative. They're too stuck on this idea of our formula is to run the football and control the line of scrimmage. And it like poisons our brains because every game so far it's been the same. In the first quarter, the Jets are running the ball very well. It's like the first drive against Miami, you see Breece and Braylon just running down their throats, 7-yard gain, 13-yard gain, 17-yard gain. It's like you can't stop them. Justin Fields is running. It's fantastic. And then they turn it over in the red zone, or they get a back-breaking penalty, and they settle for 3, or they turn the ball over. They never punch it in the end zone for a touchdown. So I think something needs to change. And if I'm the New York Jets, man, they got to abandon the heavy run early in games and start passing the ball early on. And I'm not just talking about little screens and dumps. Stretch the ball to your number one receiver, Garrett Wilson. Hey, how about you get Arian Smith the rock? Because I still think that Arian Smith could be a hidden gem that we're just not even trying to utilize. Where's Arian Smith? Mason Taylor has been a joy to watch, getting his, feet wet in the NFL. He's definitely showing some strides. If there's one positive on offense to build from, it's the tight end from LSU, Mason Taylor. But I want the Jets to utilize Arian Smith and also start to pass the ball a little bit because their blueprint, it's not succeeding right now because the defense is not good enough to be able to go with that, grinding out, winning time of possession mindset, running the football. So you look at the numbers that Justin Fields put up this season, which we talked about all week long already. But, I refuse to believe that if the Jets gave Justin Fields that type of play calling that they do in the fourth quarter when they're down 3 possessions, when they run empty and he's throwing verticals, deep dig routes, why can't they start off doing that? Why can't they probably stack the box, these teams, defensively. Why can't the Jets try it? Now, Justin Fields is not a perfect passer. He's going to miss some throws. But let him go try to make up for the mistakes. That's why I feel like the Jets need to start passing a little bit earlier on in the game. Get them into a rhythm. What do we got to lose at this point? I really hope the Jets switch up their identity, man, because the run-first offense is failing. And I think that the Jets are confused because if this defense was thriving, like I said, this philosophy of offense would actually be working. So they haven't been able to have a consistent football game to go into a game with a game plan and stick with it for 4 quarters because they have to adjust in the middle of the game because they're losing by 3 touchdowns every time at half or by the third quarter. That's just a recipe for a disaster every time out. So that's my point and why I feel like the Jets' offense objectively sucks. We're not scoring touchdowns. We don't have a first half touchdown since week 1. So it does stink. I know that we're piling on the defense, but I feel like the offense needs to be held accountable as well. Because I said heading into the game against Dallas, the only way the Jets have an opportunity to pull off this upset is if the offense can keep up, because I don't got confidence in the defense. The offense got to be able to push the ball and do their job. But they were unable to do that. And this offense, I think, they don't have an identity yet. They haven't figured out. They got to balance the run-pass situation. And I feel like Garrett Wilson, bro, this guy is so good. Garrett Wilson is such a stud, and it makes me sick that we're wasting his talents right now because every time the ball's in this guy's hands, he's making plays. Whenever the ball's thrown his direction, he catches it 9 times out of 10. And he's just always a player that deserves 15 targets a game. He is a guy that can withstand the volume. He's a playmaker. He can make people miss in the open field. He can just do whatever he needs. I love Garrett Wilson so much, and I feel like he needs to be involved early in the games, not just at the end when we're losing. That's what breaks me. That's what pisses me off, okay? And Justin Fields got to be better to, of course, hit the throws. But is there anybody around Garrett Wilson that's going to step up? Is there anybody? Arian Smith, maybe? Because there's nobody around him. Josh Reynolds, Tyler Johnson, Alan Lazard are just 3 veterans that you can just kick to the curb and no one will even notice. So that's something that you got to keep in mind about that. But you guys let me know your thoughts about this. Do you think that the Jets are a run-first or a pass-first offense? Because they're trying to be a run-first offense, and it's not working. And when they go to the pass, that's when they're scoring touchdowns. That's when they're actually scoring. Now, you guys can argue, yeah, well, the Jets are losing, so defenses get a little bit more soft. They're allowing things to go underneath a little bit more, and Fields is just checking down to Mason Taylor, checking down underneath to Breece. He's going underneath. I get all that. That's really true. But why don't they do that early in the games? And see, like, you got to get these defenses that were playing on their heels. You got to show some type of an adjustment that shifts everything around. Because the Jets are so bad that they cannot afford slow starts, these miscommunications and turnovers. And the recipe for this Jets football team this season, the losing recipe, has been turnovers and penalties. That's what it's been. That's the story of the season. Turning the ball over more than the other team and getting penalized more than the other team. You're never winning that way. Ever. You are never winning football games that way. So until they clean that up, all these extra stuff that we mentioned right now in this video about the offensive identity is thrown out the door. Because as long as you are turning the ball over and being penalized more than the other team, nothing else matters. Nothing else matters. So my key to this Jets offense to figure out their identity is to balance it out more and stop holding Justin Fields back early on in games. That's how I look at it. And there's no guarantee that if you let the pass game open up early on, it's going to work. And good luck doing that against Denver next week, by the way. That's not going to be easy to do. Appreciate you guys tuning in to this video. Comment down below your thoughts. Don't forget to hit the like button as well. I appreciate you big time. So let's get into the chat here, man. Jets Forever wants to push the ball vertically. That's what I'm talking about, baby. Tanking for a number 1 quarterback is crazy. Who's tanking? Great quarterbacks do not hold the ball. They get the ball out quick. That's always been an issue with Fields. No doubt. He's got to get the ball out, right? Absolutely. This is what we have to see. This is what we have to see, man. The Jets have to figure themselves out, man. And now it's time, man. Don't forget to smash the thumbs up button if you guys did not already. Appreciate you guys tuning in live to this Jets media video. Hey, Richie, I think the Jets staff need to watch college football to get some better players. Yeah, that's for sure. The Jets' issues are the Jets should have been fixed, but they didn't do it. Not getting a number 2 wide receiver is just crazy. Yeah, and I honestly think the Jets not having a number 2 receiver is the least of my worries right now. It is an issue, but it's the least of my worries. Like, I don't know. Like, I just see Arian Smith run routes. Like, let's see him get the ball. Just going to close the blinds real quick. Sorry, the sun was peeking in. Do you trust the current OC with the number 1 pick next year? He's been looking solid, but I don't know. This team had so much potential this year, and just the past couple of years is just so disappointing to watch this. It is disappointing, my man, but I'm not going anywhere. You know that? I'm not going anywhere. I'm not effing leaving. High stakes across the pond, folks. The New York Jets are taking on the Denver Broncos in London. Woohoo! Can the Jets pull off an upset, baby? Can they do it? Can they figure out a way to win a game for the first time this season? The Denver Broncos are coming off a high of all highs, and the New York Jets are coming off the lowest of all lows. The Broncos are a winning football team. They are a playoff team from last year, and they just beat the Philadelphia Eagles, a team that did not lose this season since the Super Bowl. The Philadelphia Eagles, arguably, in my opinion, are the best team in the NFL, and the Broncos just beat them, man. And now the Jets got to go up against them. And the sad thing about this game that we're about to preview right now is that the Jets could not do anything early on offense against the Dallas Cowboys defense. That is not a good defense. They traded away Micah Parsons, and the Cowboys are known to be an awful defense, and the Jets offense could not do anything until the fourth quarter. And now you have to go up against one of, if not the best defenses in football, led by Defensive Player of the Year, Pat Surtain, who's going to be following Garrett Wilson in this game. Benito, I mean, they got players on that defense, bro. And the New York Jets on offense, it's going to be a tough game for them. They need to shift the whole mindset entering this football game if you're the New York Jets in terms of starting fast offensively. But I think there's a consistent thread throughout every single game that the New York Jets have played so far this year. And you can argue it is the reason why the Jets are 0-5. The reason why they lost all of these games comes down to two things. It's not rocket science. Everybody knows it. I'm not going to say something that everybody doesn't already know. But you got to bring up the obvious sometimes. The Jets turn the ball over more than the other team, and they get penalized more than the other team. It's that simple, bro. And it's frustrating because you do see some positive plays. You do see some movement offensively, but it doesn't finish. They don't finish drives for touchdowns. And if you're a football team that continuously just goes out there every single week and turns the ball over in a way that is just really frustrating, protect the football running backs and special team returners and Justin Fields. I mean, we don't have any interceptions to talk about besides that Tyrod Taylor pick six that was brutal against the Buccaneers. Fields is not throwing the ball and turning it over, but the turnovers, bro, is everything wrong with this team. And then, let's also not forget, the Jets have not ever turned the ball over defensively. They have not forced a turnover yet. So the Jets are desperate, bro. They are playing this football game in London with a lot on the line because falling to 0-6 is just going to keep, like, this team needs a win, bro. They need some win, not to spark some weird, comeback to win the go to the playoffs or something like that. No, it's just for the morale, bro. This team needs to taste victory for the first time just so they can understand what that feeling is. And listen, this is the NFL. Crazy things happen. The Titans got their first win against the Cardinals last week somehow. Like, the Jets could pull off an upset. I'm not predicting it, but I feel like being in London, weird things happen in London, man. Weird things happen in London. Like, is this a do or die type of game? I don't think so. But I definitely feel like, waking up early on Sunday morning is going to be very interesting. How can the Jets start to force turnovers? Because if there's one key that the Jets need to figure out, it's that. And Aaron Glenn said in his press conference that he's coaching these guys to not just, let the takeaways happen organically. Like, no, you got to go out there and take the ball away yourselves. And I'm not seeing that effort. Like, it scares me that what Aaron Glenn is saying in the press conference and what he's trying to say in these meetings to these players is not getting through their heads because you don't see it on the football field. You look at the Breece Hall fumble and the Braylon Allen fumble, for example. Both of those fumbles, Breece and Braylon did not just give the ball away. Those balls got taken away from them. Whatever defender it was against the Miami Dolphins, he went out there and punched the ball out against Braylon Allen at the goal line. He fumbled. And then Breece Hall, this past Sunday, that ball got punched out. Where's our defense punching the ball out? Like, it just seems like they're so focused on tackling because they know they can't even tackle that they're forgetting that you can maybe force a fumble. Maybe you could punch the ball out. And then the saddest part is the Jets have forced fumbles this year, but they have not recovered it. They can't even recover a fumble. So that's the big problem with this defense is they're bad on third down and they cannot force turnovers. And they're still looking at it. And now you're going up against Denver, a team led by Bo Nix, who is in year number 2. And I feel like, you look at that offense for the Denver Broncos, J.K. Dobbins is running the ball well for them. They got Harvey, the rookie running back, right? They got Cortland Sutton, who's a very good number 1 receiver. And, Troy Franklin is a sleeper on that wide receiver group. He was at the same college as Bo Nix in Oregon. When they got drafted together. I remember I told you guys I wanted Bo Nix. I like Bo Nix coming out of Oregon. And now he's out there, balling out for Denver. Started off a little slow. And I feel like, the Denver Broncos are just a very well-coached football team led by Sean Payton, that it's going to be really tough for this defense to show any type of spunk. But the only thing I'm looking at in this game defensively is a turnover, bro. Go bat the ball down to the line of scrimmage and pick it off somehow. Go force a fumble. Show some type of, ball hawking ability by baiting the quarterback into throwing it and then jumping the route and picking it off. Like, we're not even seeing like missed opportunities of dropping in interceptions. Like that, we're not even seeing that. That happened in week 1. Brandon Stevens dropped a wide open interception, so did Michael Carter. But like, we're not even seeing the hands get close on the football. And that's on the defensive scheme. So a key to watch for the Jets in this game on defense is going to be, can they finally get their first turnover? But when it comes to the Jets offense in this game, I feel like the Jets offense needs to be shifted into a pass-first offense early on. I know that doesn't make sense because Justin Fields, that's not his game, but man, they got to shift it. And I think that could also open up Justin Fields to run the ball more. If he drops back to pass and there's not too much of a contain, he's got to run. And I would also force Garrett Wilson to rock, dude. Enough of giving Garrett Wilson the ball only when it's garbage time. Now, I'm a fantasy football owner of Justin Fields and Garrett Wilson in a bunch of leagues, and I'm not complaining because every time they look trash at halftime, you're like, oh, God, Fields has 6 points at half on fantasy. Garrett Wilson has 3 points at half at fantasy. And then at the end of the game, they got 25-plus each. It's like, yeah, because the Jets give up 3 touchdowns on defense, and then the offense just does great in the fourth quarter in garbage time. But I'm sick of that. Let's start off the game with aggression. And I felt like the Jets did a really good job in week 1 against Pittsburgh with that identity. That touchdown pass to Garrett Wilson that Justin Fields had, that was the first half. That was aggressive. Where are these aggressive throws? And yes, Justin Fields missed a throw to Garrett Wilson, beat his man down the right sideline. How about we call that again, or a similar route? How about we one attempt to Arian Smith? That's all I ask. One. Like, Arian Smith was brought here because of his speed. We're not even using it. He's on the field. It's not like he's on the bench, by the way, Arian Smith. But why doesn't Tanner Engstrand get into Justin Fields' helmet and say, here's the play call, feed it to Arian Smith. Give him the ball. Because I don't even think, how many catches does Arian Smith have this season? 2? I really think it's just 2. I really do think that. He has like nothing this season. No targets, no volume. He has 4 catches for 24 yards. 4 catches. The Jets really don't have a number 2 receiver. And that's not breaking news. We all knew that. But let's see the Jets get Arian Smith involved. Because I saw him catch a football last week, and he actually showed some juice. Let's get him not just on end arounds. Let's see a nice little crossing route, a drag route, a man coverage, and get him the ball in space. Let him go up the right sideline. Let's see him run a go route, man. Give him a chance. That's what I want to see the New York Jets do against the Denver Broncos. It's not going to be an easy game. The Jets are easily the underdogs. The Jets are probably going to lose. I mean, I honestly was hopeful in the Jets to maybe, of course, beat the Dolphins. Shame on me for thinking the Jets could beat the terrible Miami Dolphins. And then against Dallas, I'm like, you know what? At home, maybe the Jets can pull it off. Won't be easy, but... And now this game, you're just like, dude, I mean, at this point, will the Jets ever win? That's the mindset that a lot of Jets fans have. So sound off in the comments. What's your score predictions for the New York Jets taking on the Denver Broncos in London? Love to hear what you guys have to say as always. Really do appreciate you guys tuning in. Don't forget to smash the like button and comment your thoughts of the New York Jets taking on the Denver Broncos. Patriots 92 came in with the super chat saying, I pity the team that loses to the Jets in 2025. We're going to beat you on Thursday Night Football. How about that, Patriots 92? Huh? How about that? We're going to beat y'all in Foxborough on Thursday Night Football while you're wearing your new rivalry uniforms. We're coming. We're coming. I'm not scared of no Patriots. Congrats on your big win on Sunday night. We're coming. Let me just say these things, man. I don't know what else to say, but I appreciate the super chat, Patriots. And by the way, I don't know if you guys saw the AFC East roundtable on Monday. All of a sudden, Patriots fans are just like coming out of the shadows. Where have the Patriots fans been for the last 2 years when they've sucked? I don't want to go down that route, but I may have to call out Patriots fans because we do a poll on the AFC East roundtable every week. And the Patriots have had like 7% of attendance in that poll for 2 years straight. And now they get a little win against Buffalo, and now they're dominating the poll. Jets fans have been around through every single season, throughout all the losing. We're not fair weather fans. Maybe they put their Tom Brady Buccaneers jersey away or something, and now they're back on the Patriots bandwagon. Like, I don't get it. Where have you guys been? You guys just only show up when you win? Man, can't relate. Well, it's also because the Jets never win. I set myself up for that joke. Muffails with a member for 26 months, chat. Are we really blowing it up, Richie? We are. I never root for the tank. I'll always want wins, yet I wouldn't be upset if they ended up with the first pick. Yeah, I hear you, brother. I hear you. I do think that there's a chance the Jets blow it up. No doubt. No doubt, man. I think that there is a definite high probability chance of the Jets blowing it up. All right? Let's do it. Let's do it. So, we'll see. Make sure you guys hit the like button. I appreciate you tuning into this live here on the channel. Want to give another big shout out to Sleeper for being the proud sponsor of the channel. Make sure you guys check them out by getting a $20 for free. If you did not already, check them out. Much love to Sleeper for being a proud sponsor of Jets Media all season. And also, if you guys want to check out, there's a new feature. Let me see if this works. Yeah, check out the QR code at the top of your screen. That'll bring you to the Roundtable Sports website. Go check it out. If you're watching me on your TV or your laptop and you're not on your phone, take out your phone and scan this QR code. It'll take you to the roundtablesports.net, and it's pretty cool. If you guys did not know, I was in LA, and just wanted to give you guys a quick little recap for those that are interested. The NFC West Roundtable was freaking amazing. I was there, and a subscriber made this for them. Which was pretty epic, and it was such an amazing experience. If you guys are interested in checking out the article that was just posted of recapping the NFC West Roundtable event, it is live. It'll bring you into everything that happened during the event. And listen, I know this has nothing to do with the Jets, but I just want to fill you guys in about this. This is basically my job. I mean, I'm a co-founder of Roundtable Sports, and I put a lot of effort into these events. As you guys know, Jets Media Day is where these events started. That's where the events kind of began for me. And I scaled my whole business model for the events for Jets Media Day into Roundtable Sports. We've done multiple AFC East Roundtable events. By the way, we do have another one coming up, Jets Dolphins Week 14. Tickets are available for that. But then I decided to do an event for a division outside of the AFC East, and it happened to be the NFC West, their first ever event. And it was a massive success, folks. It really, really was. And for anybody that is interested in this stuff, if you're not interested, I don't blame you. It's fine. But if you guys do want to go check out the article, go check it out. It was sick to be at SoFi Stadium. And having these guys do a live show in person for the first time was a pretty magical experience. I was the producer of the live show. And I think you guys deserve to see a little bit of the live. I mean, we're not going to watch it, but it was pretty freaking epic, man. You go to the website, you'll see it.
Quick.
This was me behind the camera, executing this live stream in person as best as I possibly can. And it was pretty epic, man. These guys are awesome dudes. Hanging out with them. This guy right here, big Rams fan, watches my YouTube channel, watches Roundtable Sports everywhere. And it was surreal, dude. It was freaking surreal to have all of them there. Look at the group that showed up. It was an awesome experience, man. So shout out to the NFC West Roundtable crew. It was freaking awesome to be there and experience that with all of them. So that's just for anybody that is wondering how the event went. I know some people were asking me how it went. So yeah, I do appreciate you guys tuning in. I appreciate everybody, as always, checking out what we got cooked up around the network. All right? Let's do it. Hey, Rich, can you mass unban me on all Roundtable channels? I think Dan hates me. What have you said to Dan that makes him hate you? Are you actually banned? What could you possibly say? Well, folks, we're going to wrap up the show here now. Don't forget to smash the like button on your way out. My name is Richie Melora, and we got the Jets in London. I almost went to this Jets London game this year, but thank God I didn't, because they're 0-5. That would not have been fun to go there. But yeah, at the top of the show, we talked about the news about the Jets potentially fire sailing everybody. So definitely keep a lookout for that. If you did not watch that video yet, part of the video, just rewind. We have 117 like buttons smashed. If you guys can get that to 150 likes, that'll be pretty cool. I appreciate you guys, as always, tuning into this show. I'm out of here. Enjoy your evening. Enjoy your evening. And if there's any Knicks fans out there, I am posting some consistent content over on Knicks Media. So go check me out over on Knicks Media. I appreciate you guys, as always. I'm out of here. Peace. Still live. What's up, guys?